issue to pick up with the chairman of that committee. Congressman James Comer is indeed the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, kind enough to join us. Well, you got some, budging going on now, and I'm wondering what you expect from that and what information will be shared. Maybe you can update us.
Well, we have all the questions that the media have been asking the White House, and they've refused to answer. We want to know what type of documents were mishandled by all three of the most recent people named in this, Biden, Pence, and Trump. We have no idea. We want to know exactly why there was such a difference in how President Trump was treated by being raided versus how Joe Biden was treated by letting his personal attorneys rummage around all the different locations and look and try to clean things up before anyone went in and checked for classified documents. And, from an oversight committee who's leading a major investigation into influence peddling with this administration, we want to know if these documents, if they've been used in a compromising way. I mean, this is the problem with the Biden family. They've been influence peddling for decades, and now we find classified documents are strewed all over the East Coast. It's very concerning. So we have a lot of questions for the archives, and I'm glad we're finally going to get to start trying to get some answers. Now,
I know you'll be interviewing National Archives officials, and as you know, Congress of the National Archives itself is recommending all former presidents, vice presidents, I guess, rifled through their boxes and extending that even to some senators. That's how alarmed they are. But is the National Archives itself maybe part of the problem? All of these incidents arose and these findings came forward without anyone at the National Archives, sounding the alarm. They seem to last the no.
I don't think in the beginning I would have pinned any blame towards the National Archives, but there are reports that the National Archives would be the agency that potentially triggered the raid on Mar-a-lago. Now, they deny that and say that was the DOJ, and we haven't heard anything from the DOJ. But regardless, there's been a double standard in how the document retrieving process has played out between Trump and Biden. That's very concerning to the Republican majority in the House of Representatives. And look, we need to reform this process moving forward. I said this when Mar-a-Lago was raided initially, and some of the media criticized me, but now they're saying I was telling the truth. This is rumored to have been a problem with just about every former president and vice president. The fact that they've all been accused of taking classified documents home, mostly inadvertently, but it's been a problem. Now, we need to reform the way documents are packed up and put into boxes before they are put into trucks to take from the president and vice president to wherever they land in the private sector. This is a problem, and I'm confident that once the National Archives will come forward and have public testimony, that we can have a bipartisan solution to the problem. But in the short term, we're very concerned that this is another example of a two-tier justice system in America, how Republicans are treated versus how Democrats are treated.
Well, they all have documents, right? I think it seems to be the bottom line. I'm just wondering who else sees these documents. If you take these presidents and vice presidents at their word that they were unaware in most of these cases, then the question becomes who else were packing these up and seeing them in the process? Have you got any intelligence on that?
Yeah, we've gotten tips. We have people that have said that, of all people, Hunter Biden made some decisions as to who he recommended to transport the documents from point A to point B. We're trying to verify that. Whether or not that's true, we know Hunter Biden had access to those documents. And listen, I don't think we have to spend much time trying to prove to the American people he's been involved in some shady business schemes with our adversaries around the world. And we wonder, were these classified documents part of that influence peddling scheme? That's something that every American should be concerned about, and that's why our influence peddling investigation has spread into the mishandling of classified documents. We just want to make sure this administration is not compromised, and that's why we need answers from the National Archives.
Got it. Keep us posted, Chairman. Thank you very, very much. You have a busy year ahead of you, to put it mildly.